Hi, today I'm going to walk you through Bloc Music Player and its implementation after you purchase it from NoCodeCart, and also go over the code structure, all the custom widgets and actions you get with it, and how they are implemented into your app and how they can be used, and what all things we need to configure to make sure the widget and the implementation works as expected. And yeah, let's get started. So as soon as you go to nocodecard.com, you can just search Bloc Music Player in the search section, or else you can just find it within all our custom code section. Once you open it, you can see the details, all the preview, all the details, what all you get with it, and all the features you get with it. And you can also press the preview button. You can preview it in the web, which I have deployed to the web. You can see the preview version. I've set the sample UI of the functionalities using the widgets and actions what I have set. You can preview it in the uh, you can preview it within the web, and also you can open it in your mobile, so it is much cleaner to look. And you can also, in case if you're using Android device, you can just download the APK in your phone and install it and test it yourself and see how it works. And as in, like, once you want this template, you can also go over the sample how I explained here to get to know the widget what exactly we are using. So as the name implies, block block is a pub.dev package which I'm using to manage the state of the player, music player or audio player we are using. The main reasons why I'm using Bloc is it's more efficient to manage the audio state, so we can control it efficiently across the app. So it's more faster and efficient way to manage the audio player across your app wherever you navigate. So the main reason is that we have more control over it, how we are using within the app. So that's the Bloc. That's the main purpose we are using Bloc here. And once you need the template, you can just click here. You'll be navigated to the checkout page, and you can just you can see all the features you get with it, and you can just make the complete your payment here. You can see all the things that is included after you purchase it from here. You can you'll get your license key, you get your FlutterFlow clone URL, which is the sample template which I have implemented that you see in the preview. Also the same template you're going to get its clone URL here, and you're going to get the completed project code, that is like with the implementation itself you get the code. In case you need to reference it how the code works, you can use this code. And also you get access to GitHub, which is active GitHub repo, which we are actively updating each day, like with the issues we are fixing the issues. And in case so just the main reason of GitHub access is in case if you find any bugs or you need more additional features, you can report the issues there, and you can also request new features. So just the main reason of GitHub access is you can have the access to the original code, to the latest code of the music player always once you purchase it. And you get access to NoCodeCart GitHub server, where you can always have support from the community and also from us. So once you make the purchase, you'll be automatically navigated to the success page, where you can access all the benefits you get here. You can access the GitHub, this one, Discord server. You can connect your Discord server and request your invite, and you'll be able to access the Discord server, where you can message and be connected with us. And then you get the GitHub access. You can connect your GitHub account, so you'll get access to our GitHub uh, account, the GitHub repo. So you can view the latest code and be updated on that. And also main reason of GitHub repo is you can raise issues in case if you get any issues, or you can also request new features if you need any additional features. Based on that, we prioritize and make sure we release new versions accordingly. and then you get project clone URL, which you can copy and paste it in your browser and clone the project into your account. So this is the main block project. This is a sample project which we have set up. All the This is the same project what you see in your preview before purchasing. So as you can see, you can just clone. So as I'm using my own account, so I can directly see the project. You will see a clone button here. You can just click on that, and you can clone it to your own workspace in FlutterFlow. And then you get access to the license key, which we are. So this is the main thing. The main benefit of purchasing this is you get a CLI tool which you can use this license key with, which automates the background functionality, right? So as you know, to achieve the background functionality, which is having to control the player within the notification screen of the app and also the lock screen, so we need to make some changes in the core files of Android and iOS to make sure they work in the background. So in that case, so I've developed this custom CLI tool, which you can just execute a command as soon as you open the project in VS Code, and this command automatically does all the changes which is required for the background functionality for you, right? So which can save your time. So that is the main reason which we have developed this. And then let's get back to the project here. So as you see in the project, we have three screens, one screen and two components. The main screen is home screen. You can see a list of your music which I have listed here. So currently I'm using app state to use the static data to the in this example project. So in your case, you can just connect your database. You can directly pass the values from your database, Supabase or Firebase database dynamically. You can so as you can see, we have list of your music data here, and we have this music player page where we have this music player widget, which you can customize using the parameters. You can set the height and slider colors and all the icons within the player. You can control them here. This is also same with the mini player. Mini player is basically, as you see in the Spotify or YouTube music, you have the mini player basically placed in the bottom of each and every page, where you can, the main purpose of this mini player is that you can control the audio all across your app. This is also here. For this you can control play pause icon and other colors of the background and text colors, etc. And also action, in case you wanted to execute any custom workflow action flow when the user click on mini player, you can do it with this action parameter here. So let's go the code structure, what all widgets or actions you get with it. So you can see you get two custom widgets. One is main audio player. Main audio player is the audio player what I showed in the page previously, and mini player, you get the mini player. These are both widgets. You can add your mini player across the app wherever you wanted to use it and set the height and parameters, and also main player you can set it accordingly. So here we have some utility functions here. So we have player block, player event, and player state. So these three core actions in FlutterFlow we call it as actions, but these files perform the main task of storing the audio player state and giving it access for the user to control it across the app. So all these three actions are there here. So as you can see, there is this FlutterFlow boilerplate code here. So let it be as it is. So this is the boilerplate code what you get within FlutterFlow, because this is just added here, so we can save this utility function within FlutterFlow. So let it be as it is, and you have this supporting other utility functions, audio handler and audio player singleton. Let it be. These are the supporting for utilities for the mains audio player functionality. And then you have the main actions which you're going to use within your app. The main first action is play update block. which you're using to update the audio across your app. You can see you have these arguments or parameters of initial URL, music URLs, music titles, and playlist images. So let me show you how this works. So you can use this action where across your playlists. You can, in case you wanted to play a particular audio or a song in the list, when user clicks on it, you can just execute the action on that particular component. As you see, as soon as you add the action, you see the parameters. You can pass the initial URL. Initial URL is basically the URL which you wanted to play first, or you can use this initial URL field to update the audio. In case an audio is already playing in the currently, you can just use this action to just replace that audio and play the initial audio URL what you play here, pass here. And then you have music URLs, which you can pass list of URLs which of that particular list the user is selecting the audio, and accordingly you can pass the titles and images here. And you can also explore the other actions once you clone the template. And then you have stop audio action. So this action you can use according to your logic across the app. This uh, as soon as you execute this action, it automatically quits the player. It stops the player, and also it stops the player in the foreground and also in the background. And then you have play pause action. This action can be used to play and pause the player across your app. You can, there is a parameter called is pause. Once it is true, this action pause the player. If it is false, it will play the player. So this action can be used here in this example. As you see here, I have this conditional builder. I'm using in the icon, pause icon, I'm using this action here. In case if it is pause, I'm using is pause to true. If it is playing, I'm pausing the audio. If it is playing, if it is already paused, I'm using it to play. So you can use it like this. So these are the utility functions and custom code actions and widgets what you get within FlutterFlow. And this you can use to copy into your own project as you needed. Let me show you how to copy them into your own project. So let's say you have your own project here, and you can just go to custom code section in your project, add a new widget or action whichever you're copying, depends on that. You can add your own widget name, or else you can just copy the widget name what we have here. In case if you wanted to let's say you want your own widget name, you can name it as you want, and then copy the entire code of each and every widget here, widget or action. You can just copy this code here and then paste it here. And then as I said, if you wanted to use your own custom widget name, there is a small thing. So so you can name the widget here in the widget name field, and then you can select the name and right click on it. Select the name and right click on it here. Right click on it and select change all occurrences here, and then you can just press Ctrl V to paste, or you can just normally paste it. So it automatically replaces all the names that are used within the player, right? So this is how you can change for other actions and widgets also. And you can, in the same way, you can just copy paste all the widgets and all the actions what we have here into your own project. And also main thing is, as soon as you paste the code here and replace your name with your own widget name, you can just save the widget, and you say this and press yes. It will also replace all the parameters for you. And also note that once you copy all the actions and widgets, make sure you copy paste all the pub.dev dependencies here. You can just copy them as they are here. You can just add new dependencies and save them and just refresh this, so it will sync with the PubSpec YAML. So this is how you configure and use within FlutterFlow. And then you also saw what all benefits you get from other benefits like GitHub access and Discord access. And also we are 24/7 available for the support within the website. You see a which support widget here. You can reach out to us. And then now let's move on to the main functions. Let's say once you have configured all the actions within your project and you're ready to ship the project or publish it to App Store, Play Store. Before that, there is one vital thing we need to do. One is that you can directly download the code, unzip it and open it in VS Code, or you can connect it to GitHub, which is more efficient in case if you wanted to deploy your project to stores, App Store and Play Store. You can configure the GitHub app if you haven't configured yet. You can just configure that here like this into your own GitHub and manage what you can just select all repos, or if you wanted to select a particular repo, you can select like this. In my case, I'm just selecting all repos here. And once this is configured, once this is configured, you can create your own project here. You can go to your GitHub and you can create a new project here. In the GitHub main dashboard, GitHub home, you can create a new repo here. You can name your repo as you need. In my case, Bloc music player. So you can name it as Bloc music player, or whatever your project name you have. So here already have the project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the URL of the repo. You can select that in the browser and then go back to your project, FlutterFlow project, and then you can just paste that URL here, GitHub URL. You can also refer the GitHub docs here to connect this. You can just connect it here like this. And once it is connected, you can just push the code to GitHub, so we can have access to it, and we can proceed with our next steps. As soon as it is connected, you can just push the code what we have right now here to GitHub. So currently it's publishing. Let's wait for some time. And also this code, it will automatically validate. There's no problem here. It will validate. The main thing is, once you normally run within FlutterFlow, the player will not work, because we need to make the code changes in the Android and iOS files within the code, which we cannot currently do in FlutterFlow. So your project will run, but players will just show you a gray area. To avoid that and successfully run, we need to configure some changes in the project code and then run it manually. So as you see here, I've already pushed the changes. Once you refresh the repo, you can see there is a new branch called FlutterFlow, right? So in this branch, you can see FlutterFlow pushed all the your project code here. And what you need to do is go to this branches section here, click on this and create a new branch. As instead of main, the source should be FlutterFlow, and you can name it as VS Code, or however you like it. You can just copy this and as you can name it and create a new branch. Note that source should be always FlutterFlow. As you create, you can just create a new branch and navigate to that branch here. And then once you are navigated, click on the code button here. Make sure GitHub desktop is already installed. So in my case, it's installed in my desktop, so I'm opening it uh, directly. You can, as soon as you open it in the GitHub desktop, you see this clone option. You can just clone the project into your computer. As soon as you open the code in the GitHub desktop, so make sure you open it from VS Code branch or the new branch what you create from the base branch FlutterFlow. Also, in case if you open from different branch, it's fine. You can just select this drop down and select the new branch we created, and then you can see an option here to open the code in VS Code, Visual Studio Code. You can just press this button here and it will launch the VS Code editor with the cloned uh, repo here. So now what you need to do is, the first thing is you just need to run flutter pub get. So this is the first thing you need to run, get. So this gets all the dependencies required for the project in the pub spec YAML. As you see all these dependencies, so it will just export them all. Once this successfully executes, you can just run flutter clean. So this cleans all the unwanted files if in case present in the code, and then you can run this command what I run right now. So the CLI to work perfectly, we need to first install the uh, npm dependency in your project or in your computer. So it is available, so the command what we execute next works correctly. We can note this command, although I provide the documentation of this. You can just note this: npm space install space -g space at the rate alpha test meta slash NoCodeCart hyphen and CLI. You can press enter, and it will install the CLI into your local environment. And once this is done, you can see it is successfully installed here. You can just open a new text notepad or text pad here, and as you see, you have this command which automates the background functionality. Instead of this your license key, so as I previously explained you have a license key after the purchase. Here you can just copy that license key here and then replace that with the placeholder. So although you provide all these commands and documentation within the purchase documentation what you get, you can just replace that license key with your original license, and paste that uh, command here and just press enter. And what this does is it will automatically executes all the changes that needs to be made for the background functionality to work properly. So as you can see, it made all these changes in the core files of Android and iOS. It activated the license, and it made all the changes for you automatically. So basically the main purpose of this is, as I said, to save time and to make it as fast as possible for your deployment. So as you see here, there are some code changes that we need to make in this Android and iOS files. In this case, we need to add some permissions and add some lines of code. And iOS, we need to make some changes in the info.plest file. We need to add some permissions here, and then in the main dot file, we need to add these imports for the code, and then we need to add these additional lines of code here. So all these changes cannot be done within FlutterFlow. That's the main reason we need to export the code and make these changes. So as you see here, this is the default playlist manage placeholder. So you can add it with your default data. So once your URL fail in case of any interruption, it will fall back to this default data here, and that's it. So now let's run the project and see if everything works correctly. So currently I'm running on the web and see if the music player and all the other things work perfectly, then the music player is working good. So as you see, the background functionality is working here. So yeah, that's it. So that's how you implement the background functionality. And now just run flutter clean so you can clean the unwanted files again. And the final step is you can just execute this command called git add. So before this, one more main step, in case if you're deploying your app to Play Store and App Store, there's one key thing you need to note. In your pubspec YAML file, there is a line called version. So in case you already deployed your app to App Store or Play Store, if you're in this case, we just made some minor changes, you can just increment this number +1 to 2, or in case if you have any other number like 20 or 34, you can just increment to 35. You just need increment to upper number instead of lower number, so there is a difference, so App Store can note that difference and accept the bundle. So this is a common error users get, so you just need to make sure that you don't miss it. All this documentation would be given in the documentation links what I give in after the purchase, so it'll be easy for you to make those changes. And also you'll also list all the comments what I execute here. So to push back all these changes to GitHub, you need to first add this command called git space add space dot, and then next command would be git commit hyphen m small m, and then you can just add this hyphens. um, you can add your command like background functionality, and then you can just enter, and then git push space origin and your branch name. I told you to copy the branch name, right? So in this case I have named it as VS Code, so I'll name it as VS Code. So once I push these changes, it will push the changes to that particular branch. So once I press enter, it will push all these new changes back to the GitHub. So if I go back to GitHub and just refresh this repo, you can see that all these changes to VS Code are made. You can see this thing, background functionality. So that's it. Once you the main thing now is once you try to deploy your project to App Store, Play Store, you just need to set a small thing. Once you go to mobile deployment in FlutterFlow, you can see deployment source here. If you click that, you see use GitHub repo, right? So if you are directly deploying from FlutterFlow, FlutterFlow will automatically increment these numbers for each build. If you are manually deploying, in this case, we are using the GitHub repo which we connected, and the branch name is the new branch what we created. In this case, VS Code, right? So so now whenever you're deploying to App Store and Play Store, it uses the code from the new repo what we have updated now with the background functionality. So when you publish this app to Play Store and App Store, you'll have the app with the background functionality working. So that's how you test and deploy to stores. Make sure one vital thing that each time you make some small changes, you need to increment the build number here. So main as you understood, the CLI tool is designed to automate the process and make it much easier. In case in future you wanted to do a push, like you can make your all the changes in FlutterFlow. You can just push back to GitHub FlutterFlow, and you just need to create a new branch and incorporate all the changes, and then open it in VS Code and just execute the command what I showed you previously, and it automatically do the changes. And in a row you can just execute all the commands what I said, git push, git origin, all these things, and automatically it make changes. And you can also, once you push back, you can deploy it directly from FlutterFlow itself. So yeah, that's it. And if you, in case if you need any support, or if you have any issues regarding payments or purchasing the template itself, you can just hop into this widget and you can just write us a message, and mostly we'll be available 24/7. In case we are not available, you can just fill your details and send us a message. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you. You can, so there are a lot more templates and lot more tutorials to go come forward in upcoming weeks and months. Stay tuned. We'll keep you updated. If you wanted to stay updated directly, you can just also subscribe to your newsletter or mailing list so you don't miss any updates from us. Thank you. Subscribe to NoCodeCart for latest updates. Thank you.